Gonna build a mountain from a little hill. Gonna build a mountain, I hope I will. Gonna build a mountain, gonna build it high. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, I only know I'm gonna try.
Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Planet Zoo Creations. Today we're gonna be doing the greater Rhea. So first of all, let's go over the general information of this animal, then let's go into the build, and at the end of the video there will be a montage as always, but for the new viewers, that's how I make my videos. So, let's go over the general information first. So the greater Rhea, or Rhea americana, is a near-threatened species with a population in the wild that is currently unknown. The greater Rhea, or Rhea americana, is a large ratite that lives in the grasslands, scrublands, wetlands and deserts of South America. It has a long grey-pink neck and legs, and grey-brown plumage, I guess, with white tail feathers, which hide its vestigial wings. The greater Rhea is between 1.4 and 1.7 meters tall and weighs between 20 kilograms and 27 kilograms. Males tend to be taller, heavier, and overall bulkier than females. The greater Rhea is near-threatened despite their large geographic range. Their numbers are decreasing rapidly due to being hunted. Trade in greater Rhea products is restricted, but they are still sought after for their meat, eggs, skin, and fat. They are also pressured by habitat loss as more and more of their natural habitat is converted into agricultural land. Natural habitat, of course, is South America, regions Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay, and Uruguay. In the biomes, grassland and temperate. Excuse me, I'm still a little bit recovering from being sick, but yeah, I'm fine. It's just a dry cough. Minimum habitat requirements of for one adult, the land requirement is a minimum of 660 square meters. They do not need a climbing requirement, they do not need water requirement, and they do not need deep water requirement. They need a temperature requirement of a minimum of -4 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 38 degrees Celsius. They need a grade 2 fence that is higher than 1.25 meters. Species data. Social needs. The greater Rhea is a social bird, living in flocks of 10 to 100 individual, commonly feeding and traveling together. During the breeding season, the flocks split into specific groups: solitary males, small groups of females, and groups of juveniles being overseen by non-breeding males. Reproduction. During the breeding season, which lasts for several months due to the involved breeding system, their greater Rhea males split away from flocks and compete with rival males for territory by doing neck displays, ruffling their feathers and wings and running at each other. Once a territory has been established, they will build a nest there, made of a mound of mud with a dip in the top. Female groups traveling through a male's territory may allow the male to mate with them. If they are impressed by his choice of territory and nest, a successful male will gather harems of 2 to 12 females in this way. 25 days after mating, each female will lay 5 to 10 eggs in the male's nest. Afterwards, the females may move on to another nest and repeat the process, laying up to 30 eggs in the season. Eventually, the male has a clutch of 30 to 40 eggs in his nest. When he believes his nest to be full, he drives away further females. The male incubates the eggs for 29 to 43 days. Once the eggs hatch, males will care for and aggressively defend the chicks until they are 4 to 6 months old. Greater Rheas reach full growth at 6 months old and reproduce for the first time at around 2 years old. Social group size excluding juveniles is 3 up to 13, up to 1 male, up to 12 females. So what we are gonna do is, let's say 7. Let's say 7 individuals, which 1 male, 6 females. That's what we're gonna do, because I always tend to take half of what is described. Male batcher group size in juveniles 3 up to 6. Female batcher group size in excluding juveniles 3 up to 13. Dominance male competition during breeding season. Mating system promiscuous. Maturation rules gregarious. All mature offspring are tolerated in the group. Relation with humans confident. Guest interaction guest free from Greater Rheas. Averages size. The average size for a male Greater Rhea is 1.55 meters tall, and the average size for a female Greater Rhea is 1.38 meters tall. Life expectancy for both a male and a female Greater Rhea is 12 years old. The weight expectancy for a male Greater Rhea is 23.5 kilograms, and for a female, the average weight of a Greater Rhea is 21.5 kilograms. And if you want to read the life cycle, go ahead. The research status. Fun fact 1. The Greater Rhea is the largest species of bird in the Americas. Fun fact 2. There is a population of over 100 Greater Rheas in Germany, established by several breeding pairs that escaped from a farm in 2000. That's crazy. Fun fact 3. The Greater Rhea is a silent bird, except for the low, booming calls made by males in the mating season. That's crazy that they're actually going to be silent, so that's going to be weird to make the build in a bit, because they're almost going to make no noise. Fun fact 4. The Greater Rhea runs quickly in a zigzag, using its wings as rudders to allow quick turns. Fun fact 5. Greater Rhea males do all the parental care of eggs and chicks. The female does not care about the nest after laying eggs. Interspecies enrichment. You can put a Greater Rhea together in your zoo with a alpaca, a capybara, and a llama, which is a pretty nice combination if you ask me, because then you can build a whole habitat with these 4 animals in there. And if you saw my last video, then you know that I did the llama, which was not... It's coincidental. I didn't do it on purpose, but pretty special. And this is also the first animal from the Americas pack, which is relatively new. So without further ado, let's get into the Greater Rhea. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is 7. So then we need 1,230 square meters. So let's get the habitat going with the barriers. I want a wood. Let's take wood, and it needed to be 1.25 meters, so 2 meters is decent enough. Oh, that's not what I meant to do, but okay, decent enough, I would say. Okay, and then we're gonna have a habitat gate like that. And then I want to select every barrier. Just like that. And then I want to make it with glass. There you go. Looks pretty alright, I would say. Or do I just fill it up entirely in wood? That is also an opportunity, a possibility. I mean, yeah, we can do both. It doesn't really matter. Okay, terrain. For the terrain, I would like to say like I would like to say a little bit of a water area, not too much. With a hilly section maybe here as well. Just that it's not like fully in it, because yeah, I don't really know what else I would do for these animals. Just a little water pool, maybe. Yeah, that looks big enough. Looks good enough. Okay, let's get the animals in here. Greater Rhea. Voila, there we got our first male, and it's immediately a gold one, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's 3, 4, 5. Those have the same name, that's not that nice. And then 6 and 7. Let's put the females on the receptives. You need another name. Let's say Rosalia, because that Rosalia is a pretty South American name, right? So let's say that. Let's select them. Let's get them all into the zoo. Let's get them into their habitat, shall we not? Let's just look at the space. 1580. I actually banged this on because it felt already pretty good. It actually felt like the required space, so I wasn't even questioning it. But yeah, as you can see, it's exactly what they need. I think train. Is that the male? Yeah, that's the male. Okay. What the hell happened? Vet surgery. Treating. Okay. Was being treated, but there she is again. Okay. Let's see. Space requirement is perfect. Okay, we're gonna need to take a look that doesn't change at the moment, but here we are. Got them all in, so let's start with the hard shelter. Oh, that's actually already pretty decent, the terrain. Well, that's crazy, because there's a lot of long grass, of course, which we don't want, so let's just get this whole area a clean look. Let's give it a very clean look. Yeah, I think that looks pretty decent for them. It's of course a little bit naked, I know. But we'll get to that. Okay, first, habitats, sleeping places, shelters, species, and then we're gonna go down to the G. Greater Rhea. Let's have a look. I don't know if this is something for them, but because I know they're South American and stuff, but yeah. Let's just put this in the corner. There we go. Hard shelter is enough right now. Sleeping place is large, or let's do medium, I guess. There we go. Alright, they're doing good on space and everything, so let's move on to the environment. Biome, grassland and temperate for the continent South/Central America. Okay, and let's get to building this, I guess. Because as you can see, there's not much. Whoa! There's not much to choose from. Holy macaroni! Is that a big feat? Jesus Christ! Don't worry, I'll also be placing some rocks in there. I love the bracken plant, it's really good. I also want to create maybe is between these palm trees over here, maybe like a little it's like a little water area again. Something like that. That's perfect. Then we just have like a secondary spot for water. Yeah, that looks pretty decent already, I would say. That's somewhat how I would imagine it. Not pretty basic, of course, again. But they don't like too much coverage, and just because, you know. Ooh, that's already a little bit too much, damn. Damn, it's still too much. Hey man. They're definitely good on terrain. Oh god, that was the low humming that we finally heard for once. It's a weird noise. I won't lie, it's a pretty strange sound. Damn, boy! Okay, now it's decent enough, I would say. Maybe I should change the location of this one. Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, looks pretty decent. Yeah, I would say that's pretty decent. They don't like too much coverage, so let's just keep it at this. This is also kind of what I was expecting. You can make it, of course, a little bit better, but let's be honest, guys, it's decent enough. It looks decent enough, in my opinion. And if you guys don't like it, well, that's your opinion. And that's fine. But I think I did pretty decent. Yeah, it's pretty cozy for them. Because lately the animals that I've been doing is really like, in my opinion, like the llama, great Rhea is not too easy to make. And the common ostrich is easier to make a habitat for, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this is kind of what I would say is decent enough for this animal. Yeah, something like that. Some just a little bit more water around the place. Just, you know, it looks a bit nice, you know, I don't know why, but hey. Alright, anyways, let's get to the enrichments for this animal. Food enrichments, forage box, and I knew that this was gonna come, and that's why I like that there's no much, that there's not a lot of space required for them. Okay, I want to place this right there. How does this ground look? Nothing shifted weirdly. No, okay. Okay, that's perfect, and it's accessible. Traversable area. This is accessible, perfect. You can run everywhere. Yeah, this looks great. They got plenty of shelter. Oh, they need a little bit more rock. Okay, sorry. no, they need less rock. Oops. Yeah. Not really a rocky animal, is it? Okay, habitat, and then they need a slow feeder. Which is accessible. Right, that's enough for them. 14 out of 14, so this is enough for feeding. But now we need toys, and we have a gharial ball, which is basically a disco ball. Herbivore scent maker, like always, I place at their thingy. A mirror mobile. With the space that we got, we can of course check all of this out. Oh, immediately Rhea is checking that out. The mirror mobile, which is pretty cool. I don't know why, but I'm kind of excited to do this animal. What for an abomination have I made here? Jesus. It was long grass under the water there. Alright, and then we need a small ball, which I'll gladly put over here. Small ice ball, and then a sprinkler, which I'll put right over here. Okay, that looks awesome. Everything looks very good. Can they use these balls? Probably. They probably can. Alright, perfect. Is that rubber duck accessible? I always place the rubber duck in the water. I mean, we can also put a rubber duck on land here to check what they'll do with it, but hey. Alright, that's going to be it. Climbable, of course, nothing, so that's good. So then let's get into the montage of the animal, I guess. Because it again was a pretty easy build, but hey. This is a one-take video, and eventually later on I will make better things, but right now this is just one-take videos for each animal. So I hope you guys enjoyed. It's basic as hell, but yeah, I didn't know what else to do for a great Rhea, I'm be honest. Yeah, I need some more spicy animals like the cuvier's dwarf caiman video. That one was banging, that my ideas come alive, but yeah. I'll check out some ideas for the next animal. Next animal will be South American. No, I'm lying. Don't worry about that. I'll say it at the end of the video. It's not South American. That's one tip I will give already. But thanks so much for watching and enjoy this montage. Okay everyone, this is gonna conclude it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the Great Rhea build. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next episode where we're gonna go into an southeastern Asian animal. That's the tip I'm gonna be giving you. Finally returning to Asia. It's been a while, can't wait. So yeah, thanks so much for watching everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.